of getting the hang of it, right? And eventually you just kind of like practice twisting it to the point where it kind of gets right back to the spot. What comes next? What about a new pattern? What about a new synth pattern? And I already recorded this one at the beginning of this stream. So... I'm also kind of curious about creating a version of this that really emphasizes that last clap, and I still haven't figured that out. Maybe it just needs to be in a different section. And what's cool is I'm getting a lot of mileage out of this one part. It's still part 1. Let's copy this pattern over to 9 because this is actually a completely different pattern. Yeah, because I think I'm going to copy this LFO page, which you can also do, onto here. And I think that'll help me resolve some of the issues. This is a completely different break, but if I use it the same way, it doesn't matter what it is. Right? I think I want this one to be, I think I want the master sequence to be 128 so that I can have a 8-bar bass line because I want it to switch to 9. That this is an older pattern, so I hadn't really implemented any of these fills, but why don't we just copy that fill pattern over? And you can sort of see how like this can create a pretty seamless sequence of tracks, like in a way that a DJ I don't know if DJs wish they could do that, but that resembles some of the ways that DJs sort of like combine multiple tracks together. It's like, well, I have like 6 tracks here and they're all combining, so I can borrow any rhythm from the previous pattern and bring it into the next one. And so the whole thing is almost like one track that changes every time I play it. I'm honestly thinking, you know, I copied this, I didn't copy the LFO page over, but I could, because I want to take that base LFO I designed and apply it to this loop. So I'm sort of establishing, while I'm doing this, that I'm going to basically treat track 2 as though it's my base track. Whether that's a sample that I've created or a note that I'm trying to use, and this already has like an inherent LFO in it, so we'll see if that works. It's not like low enough. Sounds like slightly out of tune for some reason. Yeah, so notice that I'm actually getting those breaks to work, and it was all because I split this into 16 slices. Is it actually working though? That didn't really sound like it did. Oh, it's because it's not even controlling the LFO here. Another thing that I want to mention is I think I want to take these hi-hats out this time, just to make it sound a little bit different. Sorry, I got distracted. I'm not even working on the pattern that I was working on, so let's get back to that real quick. That's pretty cool too. There's also something about that trig that is slightly different. I want to say its balance is 12 on this one, but on this one I'm guessing it's like 30. What? It's the same? Oh, that's a different... Let's not mess with that one pattern. Yeah, because I was just hearing, I was hearing something where I could get an E in there. That's actually a pretty good candidate right there. And this is a case where I set it up to be fill. Yeah, so that can move. Let's move that. I feel like we could maybe even... Is it too crazy to venture into 4 on the floor territory? Let's try it. You know what will save this from being too basic? A crazy swing. So if we can find that, why don't we just save this, copy this to part 3? Because basically I'm just giving myself room right now. I want to put something in between this and this, just to break up the breakbeats, I think. So we're gonna, now we have it in part 3, so now I have part 2 to play with some stuff. And I kind of want to put part 2 on this particular part because it sounds so different already. Oh God, that was crazy. What was that even? So let's copy 1 to 2 here for... So now I'm free to change things. So like if I want the kick to be different. The thing is too, I like this clap, but I feel like I'm trapped because I want hi-hats more, and I end up making more P-locks just to get like hi-hats in there. So I think what's better is to make this the P-lock, 96. Set the default sample to something else so that I'm a little bit more free to explore. And I still really like this snare thing, so let's keep that. But we're going to assign this to 909 chain, which I think is... My samples are all over the place, so do not ask me for... I used to think I could give tips about file management, but I was mistaken. So let's start with the simple slice 9. Why is this so quiet? Why indeed? 96, let's see. Attack. Huh. Don't know why it sounds like that. let's just let's just make it the slice 5 clap, because I'm tired of trying to make it sound like the clap I want and just focus on making it sound like a beat I want. How do these go, right? There's like a... Yeah, that's what it is. Okay, so it's 8. We put that there, and then there. Now we need to add more swing to it. Like a heinous amount. Yeah. Beware of using volume to control, and you know, this is probably only like my fault actually, but I use these on the Fader Fox to control. Hey Ybot, I use these on my controller. These control my volume. They don't control my level, and that's kind of bit me in the ass a little bit, because when I control volume with P-Locks, suddenly when I turn down the volume, you'll notice, like, if this is set to volume -27, even if I mute it, you'll hear it. So that kind of sucks. Maybe I should switch it to level, but I do like being able to go to push my volume and not being sort of limited by this. And I think that's maybe just more a mindset thing, and it would probably help me immensely. But it just kind of bothers me that in order to bring the volume up to the regular amount, I would have to turn the knob all the way to max. And that's actually the most annoying part to me. Like if I'm going to mute the kick, I don't want to have to go whoosh and spin the whole thing all the way. I'd rather just turn it halfway, and it's much quicker for me to do that. So that's kind of just a quality of life thing that I think you'll have to figure out for yourself if you do get a Fader Fox, which I recommend. And another thing that I'm going to try is setting everything on this track to not fill, I mean. Solely for the purpose of letting this fill play through. And I'm going to do that with these as well. And you know, it'd be fun too. Yeah, we'll get to that before I... I think the clap needs to be set up that way as well. Yeah, cool. So, boop, boom, boom. You'll notice you heard some extra sounds. That's because I have it set to slice, but the length of the samples is set to like 128 instead of 1, which I should have fixed a long time ago. So we're going to change that on part 1 as well. I noticed that... Oh, there just isn't a hi-hat here. Okay, yeah. I need to paste the trig because it has that fill thing. Let's turn that up a little bit. It's always just a little underwhelming. And actually, do I want that first? Yeah, so what I'm going to do here is make these fill based as well. But now I'm having second thoughts about having this first bar of the rhythm section be completely silent, because I feel like it's just a little bit too obvious that something's coming. So I'm into that. I'm into that. Okay, so let's head back and hear how this sounds. Is this the most efficient way to build out a track? I don't know, but I'm enjoying the process. Shit, so this needs to start silent, doesn't it? Yeah. Track 3, start silent, yes. So that way we don't get bleed. They could use some smoothing out. You know, it's like there's some transitions there that are like, why did all of these things change all of a sudden? I'm just going to copy this to 6 and then make some changes. I feel a little bit better about the transition, but I still feel like there's some... And this is almost like, you know, giving me some ideas about formula, you know. If we have section 1, introducing this one, you know, triumphant synth thing, then we have our big arrival, and then we have synth section goes out, leaves. Yeah, I feel like at this point I also want to take out some of the vocal. Because it should be a little more sparing. The focus is on the bass line here. Yeah, I'm almost wondering if this section should just not have vocals here. But it comes in later, pretty much right after that. Yeah, almost feeling like I would rather it just stay without. And almost feeling like like this should be part of part 2. Yeah, and that would actually give me an opportunity to create those claps. Do I want a send reverb of some kind? Well, it's going to play silent, so we're on slices here, right? So it's kind of an issue because if I truly want them to stop, I told it to play silent, right? I told track 3 that when it switches to this, that this breakbeat should stop. But what I really want, maybe, is for the send to echo out over the next pattern. In order for that to happen, I have to let it not stop the track's audio, I think. Actually, let's test it out. We're going to test it out by copying the reverb identically over to the other one. I don't plan on touching it during the performance. couldn't really hear it because of the synth. Let's turn it off. Cool. Oh yeah, it does play out. It would be really sick is if it did a delay thing. But I can't have both unless I have a neighbor track, and I'm not really willing to give up one of my tracks for that. Why does that first one sound so much quieter than everything else? 5. Is it just a quieter part of the song that I sampled? Yeah, maybe. Lowering the reverb on that just a little bit. Yeah, because if I had the tail on this super long, you can hear it echoing. But yeah, I feel like there's still something missing from this transition that would make it really pop off and make it feel like a transition rather than just kind of an abrupt change. But I'm also being a bit of a perfectionist right now. You know, you could do a white noise sweep, right? Like, let's try it. That's actually a pretty good candidate for breaks, or sorry, for fills. And I wonder where I could put it. Probably in the bass one. Yeah. One thing that's kind of interesting about the interplay between, I was mentioning earlier that I have these locks on my P-locks here, and when I control volume, it gets in the way because they don't actually follow that, they follow the P-locks. But you could sort of use it to your advantage. I could potentially use it to my advantage where I set the volume for the ones that don't change. Suddenly, it's not the best because you can hear that sometimes my volume is actually is getting in the way. It's kind of turning the clap down as it's playing, so I'd have to be pretty delicate with it. It's not a very good solution. The best solution is just to have it in different tracks. And actually, because I'm not using a breakbeat here, you know, I could potentially put them separately. Yeah. Do I want to do that? Let's do it. Do I want to commit to it? It's part 2. Yeah, let's do it. Because I said I was going to use this as a way to not have a break, so I'm not going to use the break beat in this section. I'm just going to save it for this one. Basically, I'm using, you know, now I have this puzzle before me where it's 4 patterns to get to this point. So now we just need to remove the pieces that are in the way. And I mean, now that they're separate, it's like, why don't I just use a rhythm that I have? And then you can sort of see how things sometimes get out of hand when you get too excited about too many things at once. I've used those lo-fi top rhythms are some of the oldest things on my Octatrack, so go stay away from that. I mean, on that topic, so are the chains. The drum chains are probably like they came with it, so. One of my tricks for making kicks quieter without adjusting the volume, which as I said kind of fucks up my volume control here, is by just adjusting the attack so that we're sort of shaving it off. And it also adjusts the rhythm in an interesting way. I had an idea to make a triplet. Yeah, that sounds pretty fun. So let's. Oh, interesting. This is from part 1, isn't it? No, it's part 2. What? These are part specific. I mean, pattern specific. I didn't realize that. Swing is pattern specific. 73. Good to know. What was I even trying to do here? I feel like there was something more interesting than what's happening. You know what would solve this issue? More complicated stuff. Basically, I'm thinking about using claps. Where are they? Yeah, I'm gonna use a clap that's got a loop. There's a loop form of a clap. And I guess what's nice about this whole system that I'm using right now is that I'm sort of like playing around, and I might take some of my favorite elements and form it into a more cohesive set, but this is the work that needs to take place for that to happen. Yeah, see, like these kinds of claps are fun because they have so many different kinds. So let's try this. Why is it so quiet though? Not a huge fan of the clap itself, but I'm still working on. I also have to keep my eye on the prize. Like, why did I even do this? I'll have to review the footage. forgot that there was like a whole other section here. Oh, that actually makes the clap sound a lot better, just having other shit going on. Now that this is a part 2, I'm pretty comfortable not having this bass line be in here, actually. I mean, it's kind of cool there. Yeah, so at this point, I feel as though I should take this out. Okay, so what kind of bass line do we want? Pretty into some of that stuff. I'm kind of into these like I mean it's almost like a Moody Man kind of thing where it's like this sort of just walking low subby kind of thing. I think I'm just gonna record a few because I'm really digging a lot of these ideas. Go to record 2. Funny. It's almost better down an octave, but let's save that one. It's kind of just a little bit more vibey, and it should honestly, something like that, probably like 9 BPM lower than where I'm at right now, but fuck it. Yeah, and I can add some reverb there, you know, if I want. And I can filter it down if I want a little bit less presence, you know? I mean, it's really, you can feel it. I don't know if that's coming through on the stream, but... Okay, so let's save and assign that to a free flex, and we're at 15 now. So I'm just going to play a little bit more because I feel like there's maybe some other bass lines in here that I haven't discovered. There was one that I was playing before, but I completely lost it. It's in the stream though, but I'm not going to watch the stream and figure it out. It's lost. Into this number 25, to be honest. I gotta remember this one. Great for like jazzy house bass line. let's just record this new one. That's even better. Hold on. Actually, it would be the 4-bar. So, okay. That could honestly be kind of fun if it was like. Oh, I needed to record the 4-bar, huh? Oh, but no, it's because this is on a 2-bar master sequence. So let's adjust this. I do have the loop in there. Yeah. Sick. Okay. Let's just save and assign that one too. Yeah, and the real question is, does it work with the vocal? So we can just kind of audition these two next to each other. I feel like maybe there's a little too many things going on there. I feel like maybe I would want to save that one. I do like it a lot, though, I will say. So maybe if we save it. What? Oh, wait, no, these are just. Did I not save it yet? What? It should still be in my Flex machine, though. Yeah. Okay, so let's save that real quick before we lose it. No. Save. Free Flex. Okay. Oh man, okay, so it's been 2 hours. Let's review what we've done in the last couple hours. I started with about 3 patterns, and then I sort of built out a new one, and then I sort of decided that this is sort of the trajectory I'm trying to get to. I want to get from here to this. And maybe I could, yeah, I think it'd be nice to change up the key, so I'm not going to try to make it all in one key, to be honest. I think I'm going to find a way to transition those. I think it'll be more interesting if I do that. One thing that I also might try here is just going ahead and doing this volume thing that I was telling you. An issue with the fill again. Okay, but I'm pretty sure it was right here. Yes, fill needs to be turned on. Really happy with this transition here. Really feels like a transition. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a non-trig trig here. And it gives me a little bit of that 2 different kinds, right? You know, these 2 can be condensed into 1. Yeah, so one of the things that kind of comes to mind here is like how much of it do I actually want to be controlled by the patterns? Because looking back at these 3 patterns, there's essentially only a handful of things that change, and it's almost more of a matter of where I want the control to be, because I have like 3 patterns that are essentially just introducing parts of the rhythm, and I could easily do that with a single pattern. So kind of like what we were talking about before, like I'm using breaks to create interest for myself to play. So where do I draw the line for patterns? Like I could have a single pattern that's playing everything and then just fade in the things as they come in. The only issue with that is that I usually compulsively save parts. So I save over the part of the part that is sort of like everything's muted, right? So like if I wanted to start, you know, practically speaking, if I wanted to start with like that, I could easily do that in pattern 7, pattern 6. I would just have to know which ones were out. Right, so this is essentially the same as, not that one, this one. So instead of hitting 3 patterns for that, I could just go like this. So the question is, what do I do with the crossfader? I think the crossfader should have some kind of role, and maybe the role this time is actually to just fade out all the stuff that I don't want. And what do I not want? I don't want the rhythm, except for track 4. Right, so that kind of, you know, I could start with right, so tracks 1, 2, and 3, tracks 1, 2, and 3 missing, claps, vocal, kick down here. This could kind of be my resting spot for part 2. That would eliminate the need for, you know, patterns 4 through 5. It would just be 1 at that point, just 1 pattern. And 6. Yeah, and so this is something that takes practice because you know, first 3 patterns of this were not using the crossfader that way. They were using it to control the break. So might take a little second to figure out, but I think that's something worth practicing. And And then, you know, then I don't have to use 4, 5, and 6. I just use 4. Oh, there's a slight variation in the vocal track, which I think is kind of worth doing. And actually, you know what? I'm like changing my mind now, because I do think it's powerful to bring it in like that, but I think maybe we start the part like that. Yeah, so now I'm at part 5. Sorry, pattern 5. I deleted pattern 6. I have this one, which is just. Because I was thinking this is like I think what I'm trying to figure out is I need to verbalize why these patterns exist. And so if I was to justify it, I would say maybe pattern 4 is for this particular vocal slice to sort of shine. Right? Pattern 5 should not have a kick in it. That's the difference. And essentially, these things should be hidden, but then I bring them in. So like all 3 of those should be missing. Kick will stay with volume up because there is no kick. And the reason I do that is because I don't want to have to think about bringing the kick in. The last few times I was practicing it, I forgot. Like just, 2 minutes ago. When I was doing it, I was like, oh, this is annoying to have to bring the kick in after I'm doing all this other shit. So instead of doing that, I'm going to have a pattern dedicated to the build, and then all of this plays in the section in pattern 6. So it's just kind of like creating, I think, a place for me to... Bass should come in last, I think. Cool. So, I'm pretty happy with where things are now. I think I've created a nice... section of 2. Built out a new pattern here. And then, if I do this every 2 hours, I could have half-hour set in a few days, 40-minute set in a few days. I don't know. That's if I stick with it, which I... sometimes get distracted and make all kinds of things, but this is pretty fun. And I think going outside has really helped me think about how fun it could be if I shared it with people. So that is something that I appreciate about going to shows. I'm actually seeing Carl Craig tonight with my friend here in LA. If you live in LA and you're planning on going to Carl Craig, shoot me a message. We should link up. Oh shit, is my stream still going? I don't know. I guess I'll find out. It looks like it is. I just got an email that said that it finished, which is kind of sad. I don't know what happened. But anyway. If you can still see me, I hope you had a great time. See y'all. Till next time, till next Friday.